In this video, I explain classical fluidized bed combustion boiler by using this animation, so you will understand it easily. So first we understand the classification of the FBC boilers. Okay, so these FBC boilers are generally classified in a two category. First one is the atmospheric FBC boilers and second one is the pressurized FBC boilers. Okay, so atmospheric FBC boiler means the pressure is atmosphere, okay, inside this furnace. That's why it's called as the atmosphere FBC boilers. And second one is the pressurized, means the some higher pressure are than the atmosphere. That's why it is called as the pressurized. So in a atmospheric FBC boiler, there is a two types are there. First one is the classical FBC boilers and second one is the circulation FBC boilers. Okay, so in this video we discuss about the classical FBC boiler. For circulation FBC boiler I make the one separate videos, and this is the pressurized that we already discussed. So first we understand this construction of the classical FBC boiler. Okay, so this is the one vessel is there. In this vessel, this is the distributor plate, and on this distributor plates the combustion of the fuel is carried out, means the combustion of the coal is carried out. And here the passage is provided for supplying the coal plus the limestone. So what is the limestone? Limestone is the one inert materials. Okay, so in the few videos of the fluidized bed combustion system we already discussed what is the functions of these limestones. Okay, so from this passage the coal and the limestone is supplied and this come on this distributor plate. So it is called as the fluidized bed. From this bottom passage the hot primary air is supplied for this combustion of the fuel. Okay, so here that is a secondary air supply is also there. That's why its name is given the primary air in. So from this passage there is a secondary air is supplied in a fluidized beds. From this passage the S is removed, means when the combustion of the coal is complete then the last part present is called as the S. So we need to remove these S parts from this distributor plate or from the bed. Okay, so it is removed from here. And in this upper part this evaporator tube is provided. In the evaporator tubes the water is converted into the steam. Okay, so it is called as the evaporation process. So according to this name of the process, its name is given the evaporator tubes. Okay, so water is converted into the steam, means liquid is converted into the gas or a vapor. Okay, so it is called as the evaporation process. According to that its name is given. Means from this evaporator tube this gas produced by this combustion of a coal is passed from these evaporator tubes. Then the steam produced by this evaporator tube is supplied in the superheaters, and in the superheaters the temperature of the steam is increased. Then after this superheated steam is supplied whenever it is required. But this flue gases is passed from these economizers, means in the economizers temperature of the water is increased, and then after this water is supplied to this evaporator tube. Means this hot gas is coming out from the superheater is passed from these economizers, then it is passed from the cyclone collectors, and in the cyclone collectors the unburned particles or a fly ash are removed and they are again supplied into these combustion chambers. Then after flue gases is supplied into these air preheaters. In the air preheaters the temperature of the air is increased, and then after it is supplied here, that is in the hot primary air in. Then after flue gases is come into this boiler, and from this boiler it is supplied to this chimney, and from the chimney it is supplied to this atmosphere. Okay, so this is the basic construction of the classical FBC boilers. Now before moving ahead, I request to like the video and subscribe my channels for watching the more video related to power plant engineering and other subject of this mechanical engineering. For more video I request to visit the playlist for the power plant engineering, various link is provided in descriptions as well as in a card. In this type of FBC boiler the pressure inside the bed is atmosphere pressures. Okay, that's why it is come in the category of atmosphere FBC boilers. So pressure in this fluidized bed is the atmosphere. The bed consisting about 97% limestone or inert materials. So limestone is the one types of the inert materials, and the 3% of the burning fuel, means here we supplying the 90% limestone and the 3% coal is supplied from here, and it is suspended by the hot primary air entering the bottom of the combustion chamber. Means the hot primary air is supplied from here, means coal is not sit on this distributor plate, but they are suspended, means they are flying inside the air. That's why it is called as the suspended conditions. There are two type of the system based on the fuel feeding arrangement as underfeed or overfeed. Means this coal and limestone entry is possible from this upper side of this fluidized base, or it is possible from the lower side of the fluidized base. Okay, so here you see this coal and limestone is supplied from the upper sides of the fluidized bed, means this figure is for the overfeed. And suppose this coal and the limestone is supplied from this bottom side of the fluidized base, it is called as the underfeeds. So the overfeed system is shown in this figure. So why it is called overfeed? So I again repeat, the coal and limestone is supplied from the upper side of the fluidized bed. That's why it is called as the over. So in this figure you see this is the overfeed system, in which the fuel and inert material, means the limestone, are introduced above the fluidized bed. So here you see in this figure it is supplied above the fluidized bed. That's why it is called as the overfeeds. The bed temperature is controlled by heat transfer tube immersed in a bed and by varying the quantity of coal in the bed. Means this temperature of this bed is controlled by two ways. First way is that is a different tubes are immersed in a bed, means in this tube the water is passed. Okay, so water is absorbed the heat energy, so according to that we can control the temperatures. Second way, we can change the quantity of coal supply through this passage. Okay, so by these two way we are able to control the temperature of bed. A portion of solid particles living along the flue gas is collected by the cyclone collectors, and the cyclone collectors are installed in the downstreams of the convection pass and return to the bed to improve the combustion efficiency. So with the fly ash, some unburned solid particles are also leaving. So these unburned solid particles are collected in these cyclone collectors, and then they are again supplied to this combustion chamber, so we can improve this combustion efficiency of the FBC boilers. The secondary air is added. So here in the diagram you see the secondary air is added above the bed to improve the combustion efficiency and achieve a stage combustion, thus reducing the NOx emissions. Means we supplying the extra air, means the proper combustions are there. In a case of underfeed, means up to the last point we discuss about the overfeeds. Okay, now in the case of underfeed what happens? So in a case of underfeed, fuel and limestone are introduced from the bottom of the fluidized bed, means they are supplying from these bottom parts. Okay, so this diagram is for the overfeeds. The overfeed system is simple in operation and economical in running, but result in a smaller output per meter square area and gives the proper desulfurization performance. So overfeed system is simple in operations, even economical in running. Underfeed systems provide positive load and the compact designs, but costly in operations. So underfeed systems are costly in operations and they are provide the positive loads, and the compact design means the size is smaller compared to the overfeeds. The main disadvantage using the classical FBC is the incombustible particle, means ash and metals of fuels are come downwards and block the distributors when the light materials like wood, dust, agriculture wastes each are used as a fuels. So when we use the light materials like as the coal and dust and agriculture waste, at that times they are light in weight and they move in the downwards and they block this distributor plate. So thank you for watching this video. If you learned something, then like the video, subscribe my channels and share with your friends.